Coach, I guess I'll just start by asking for an update on your goaltenders. Marcus, but let's start with Forsberg. Is he good to go tomorrow?
No, he's not. He's really close. So we've got Hoggy and Gus available to us tomorrow. We'll make that decision later as to who we go to, but Hoggy was really good. Gus was good in practice, and Forsberg looked as good as he's looked as well. So he won't be back for tomorrow, but we're hoping by Montreal he'll be cleared to play.
And is there anything new to add on Matt Murray?
Murray's a little better news than we originally thought, so we're hopeful that he'll get back before the end, and we can get him a couple games right before the end of the schedule here.
Okay, very good. Do you mind as well, Coach, expanding on your thoughts from last night's post game on Victor Mete and what you saw from him in his 7th game and what made him stand out in your eyes?
I think he skated us out of trouble tons with his breakout. I thought he was really good at cutting guys' hands off in the D zone. I mean, he's not a big guy, but sticks his nose in there, skates really well. And he uses his smarts to get under guys and cut them off before they get going. So, he's continued to play better for me. He's brave, he blocks shots, does a lot of good things. So you can see his confidence coming. And that happens when you go from one team to another. As a young guy, you go up and down with your confidence. But right now his confidence is growing and he looked good.
Bruce Garriock, Post Media.
DJ, just on Mete, when you have a 22-year-old like that, do you just want to give him the opportunity to see what he can do?
Well, the one thing is when you get young guys, you want to make sure you're always putting them in a good spot. And if you're fresh out of junior or college or whatever it is, you're new to everything. For him, he's been in the league. He's played really well. He's been a regular. Then he's been a scratch. So for us, there's no fear of putting him in. He's been through the games. It's just a matter of can we get his game back to, his best game. And, I think he's climbing to that right now. And if he can continue playing like this, I think he puts himself back on the map here and he gets his confidence and it looks like he can play.
And just one other thing for me, how can these wins help you build going into next year? Well,
the biggest thing is the way you're winning some of these games. They aren't, you'll take any win. No one's going to critique a win, but you're not winning, 8-7, 7-6, and you're flying up and down the ice, cheating all over the place. These teams are desperately clawing for points. And for us to win, we have to find ways to win 2-1. We won 3-0 there not long ago. So we're defending way harder. And that's the way you're going to win in regular season next season. And if you take the next step, that's how you're going to win hockey games. And so for me, it's not like we're just playing out the string. We feel like these games are important.
Marc Broussard, Le Droit.
DJ, you had the Norris line protecting the lead again at the end of the game last night. How important is that experience for them to get that responsibility to protect the lead at the end of the game?
Well, they're arguably our biggest, strongest guys. I mean, outside of Nick Paul on the wing, those are our two biggest wingers in Drake and Brady. And Norris has been really good both offensively and defensively all year. So. To me, Drake's really come a long way away from the puck, from the start of the year to where he is now. He's so much more comfortable. And obviously he does offensive things. And at the end of the game, when the other team turns it over, they've got enough skill to make the play and put it in the back of the net as well. There's two thoughts, to put all defensive guys and block shots, which those guys can do. But then there's also the thought that, with an empty net, some of your best players seem to find a way to put it in there. So they've been good for us on both sides.
Pinto had a huge shot block there, and I guess the bench was reacted pretty well. How impressive is that to see from a young player like that?
Oh yeah, I mean he's a hockey player, and he's going to do what he has to to be in the NHL, and he's going to be a real good player for a long time. But the most exciting part is how much our guys cheer for the younger guys, even when it's young guy on young guy. We say older guys, Brady and these guys are 21, 22 years old. And they're kind of the older figures here, but they're cheering for guys like Pinto and Brandy and these guys, and they're all buddies. So it's exciting on the bench to be a part of this.
Ian Mendez, The Athletic.
Hey, DJ, I got a couple questions for you. The first would be, do you talk to the players about the playoff picture for these teams that you're playing? Like these are important games for Vancouver, Montreal, even Calgary when you played them. Do you talk to them about that and almost like can you sell your players on the role of spoiler?
Yeah, it's not so much the spoiler. It's just I mean, we're worried about ourselves, and I think that's the biggest thing you have to do in hockey. It's just worry about you, worry about your games, and the message is that we know that these teams need these points, and it's a free opportunity for us to play in important games. And as a young team that's trying to take the next step and get experience, we're not in the playoffs. This is our playoffs essentially, and this is how we have to play throughout the regular season. Starting next season to get off to a good start and avoid a bad start to the season. So I guess we don't talk as much about them. It's just us having the opportunity to play in important games and play a factor in something down the stretch.
And my other question would be, I know you've given some injury updates. Do you have any anticipation of having Austin Watson back for any game this season?
No, he won't be back. I mean, we maybe could hustle him in for the last game, but it'd be that'd be pointless at this point. And just to speak Austin, it's very unfortunate we lost him, a guy in the room that the guys love and brings a really good element to our team as well. So there's lots to look forward to in the upcoming season, and Austin's one of those.
Final one is from Matt Tidcombe at Senators.com.
Hey, DJ, just back to Victor Mete. Just how does he complement Josh Brown on that pairing?
You know what? He skates him out of trouble. He communicates. You can see the difference between a first-year player and a guy that's been in the league a little bit is the communication level out there. When you have confidence, you're talking and you want the puck. When you're a young guy, when you first start out, you don't talk much. You're a little nervous to get the puck. You're just kind of feeling your way around. And I think Victor for Brownie, they're talking to each other and they're kind of figuring each other out, and it's been a really good pairing for us.